Many of us know and understand Skyrim as a piece of nostalgia, like the smell of Grandma's house or when Mom and Dad are fighting and you just want chicken nuggets. Many of us return to the game in a new save on more than one occasion, and much like middle school, we have to get through the start, which sucks. There is tons of non-skippable dialogue. You and the children around you watch moments of decapitation, then a dragon shows up and they burn your house to the ground. There's also this guy that gets to watch you change genders and species for several minutes while you try and figure out what you want to happen. After running around a city that looks just like your life choices, finally your hands are unbound. A feeling you may know from the police, but I'm doubtful you know from the bedroom. Now you get the privilege of running around Helgen's Keep. And by privilege, I mean you have no choice but to run around Helgen's Keep. There are times you can grab supplies as an optional side quest, but after seeing the intro to Skyrim as often as you look at your ex's Facebook page, people tend to just run through it. You get to face spiders and a bear as you go through the keep, and you learn the basics of the game for literally the millionth time. You also get to fight soldiers that are opposite the side of whatever side you chose when you first entered the keep. Eventually, you get to the outside world, and you're free to do whatever you want. So, just like everyone else, you make an absolute beeline right to Riverwood or Bleak Falls Barrow if you know what you're looking for. Whether you go to Bleak Falls Barrow or Riverwood, you're basically going to go to the next one immediately after. On the way there, you're going to pass some stones. These are basically the first upgrades that you're going to get in the game. The honest answer is the first place you're going to go is Riverwood, because that is the right answer, the proper place to go. After that, you're going to make your way to Bleak Falls Barrow. On your way to Bleak Falls Barrow, you're going to come across some bandits that you've seen a million times before. Don't bother listening to dialogue. Just go ahead and start getting your murder on. After that, you make your way up to the Barrow. Bleak Falls Barrow is a vibrantly shaded, snow-shrouded, mystery-engulfed ancient ruin that absolutely no one has any questions about or is interested in any way anymore. Continue to murder. While in Bleak Falls Barrow, you're gonna kill more bandits, a bunch of spiders, and essentially zombies. Don't bother with any dialogue or trying to fight things. You're not chasing a relationship here. You're just trying to play Skyrim. Eventually, you're gonna come across a puzzle. It is literally the easiest puzzle in the world because the key to get in is literally carved in the wall right next to the puzzle. Eventually, you'll come across the room with a Dragonclaw thief and a giant spider. Veteran Skyrim players, much like your mom, will try and skip all dialogue and get things done as quickly as possible. After that, you're going to jump down a long hole and be on your way. A quick trip through the circumcision machine, and you're back to killing zombies. Finally, you're going to get to yet another very easily solved puzzle where the answer to the picture riddle is literally inscribed on the key that you're going to use. This is absolute top-notch security done by the ancients, and I am very confused because I was under the impression that these people were supposed to be extremely smart back then. Now you come up to the first real boss battle that literally everybody steams through, even noobs. You're going to absorb the dragon language bukkake all over your face, defeat the Sith Lord, and collect the dragon stone since you already know that you'll need it later. After doing all this, you're going to get the hell and a Bleak Falls Barrow. Returning to Riverwood, you're going to return the Golden Claw. Return it for the reward money just to steal it again later on and sell it back to the Thieves Guild. After that, you're going to get the hell out of Riverwood. Leaving Riverwood, you're going to make a beeline right to Whiterun, just as every man does in their new Skyrim playthrough. Ah, Whiterun. The glorious city emerges through the heavy fog and gentle morning dew, glistening in the golden vibrance of morning sunlight. You're going to ignore this completely and go off and kill a giant. After the giant murder, get through the easiest security guard ever and enter the gates of Whiterun. First, getting into Whiterun, you're going to ignore anybody that's looking for women. You're going to ignore your future home and all the shops that you're going to come across. Go straight to Dragon's Reach and ignore the blue chick who denies you and then immediately steps aside. Worst part of Skyrim. Standing there awkwardly in silence, surrounded by unskippable dialogue, just like prom night. You'll eventually have to follow the slowest moving Jarl. He is really, really slow. He's also one of the only Jarls in the game to actually move. Follow him to a hooded figure that looks like the equivalent of someone standing outside a 7-Eleven at 3 a.m., but in Skyrim, give him the goods you already have. There's more unskippable dialogue that you've heard a billion times before. Normally you can go off and find something else to do while you wait for this dialogue to approach. I normally call your mom, or rub one out, typically in that order. Finally, you get to leave the city and head off to fight your first dragon. You get to the flaming wreckage that was painstakingly created by a game designer, just to be seen once and never to be returned to. You have this epic fight with this dragon, epic battle, but for some reason the dragon really really enjoys being on the ground, despite the fact that it can fly. When you're done fisting that dragon to death, you finally get to absorb everything from that dragon besides its bones. No one wants a dragon bone inside them. And if that if that statement made you laugh because that statement does not apply to you, well, hello there. The sprint back to Whiterun involves old men yelling at you from literally across the map. Talk to whoever, pick up Lydia, and now you're finally ready to start playing Skyrim, dragon shouts and all. Getting to this point has been an absolute nightmare of a time. Most people who have played Skyrim a billion times over get to this point, and then they're done playing Skyrim, myself included. Goodbye.